Hey guys, it's G-Rad here. Today I want to talk to you guys about Waves GTR toolrack plugin and Waves plugins in general for the blind and the visually impaired. I myself, being blind, am a fan of these plugins because they're very much accessible. And for this video demonstration, I am actually in Reaper, and I will be showing you guys the golden cursor location in regards to a 1080p screen, which is 1920 by 1080 resolution, and how to load the toolrack presets, and the simple fact that things are labeled and how to determine what is what in your slots for the stomp boxes. Alright, so to get started, I have two tracks actually open in Reaper for those who can see, because my microphone is taking up the first track. And then the second track is going to be the demonstration track, where I'm going to be playing different demonstrations using my 7-string Ibanez that I have sitting here right here next to me. And we'll start by basically taking off the big load at the top, and that is showing you guys how to use the golden cursor to load the Waves toolrack plugin presets. So let's go ahead and bring up the FX menu by pushing F.
FX2.
For those of us who use the Osara plugin and SWS. It's worth noting that for these particular demonstrations and for the ease of access, I am using the VST3 version of these plugins because the preset parameter is accessible and listed, as are the parameters in general more defined in the VST3 versions of these plugins. And for the price quote of these things, you definitely cannot go wrong. Alright guys, so let's get started by loading in the VST3 Waves toolrack. And
list 1 lit VST3 GTR toolrack stereo.
Okay, so I'm going to load that.
FX.
Alright, and what I want to do is I'm actually going to do a Windows key plus up to maximize the effects window. And it's worth noting here that I keep my plugins loaded in automatic bridging when required mode, basically the standard mode, because I don't need to load anything individually bridged. Everything works just fine the way it is, and I will be able to always have the screen and everything in the correct locations. Eventually I will do a demonstration video of how I use Addictive Drums 2 pretty soon, so keep that in mind. I have a video of an older setup, but until that gets worked into Reaper, I have an alternative workaround. Alright, for now though, I have the screen maximized, and what I want to do is I actually want to use Golden Cursor, which is an which is an NVDA add-on for us that use non-visual desktop access. And what it does, it allows you to point your mouse in specific locations on the screen using an XY axis parameters, coordinates kind of thing. So let's bring this up with
mouse
Windows plus NVDA plus Control plus L, and I'm going to hit W because it's the only one that I have that has the Waves plugin for Reaper.
Waves GTR toolrack load. Position X 1090. Position Y 105.57 of 60.
As you can see, I got quite a few of them because of Addictive Drums. Anyways, so I'm going to hit Enter.
FX track.
And you heard my mouse move to the correct location. And now when I push the number pad divide,
left context menu,
or the left click button on the mouse, either one, it brought up a context menu, and the context menu is where all your presets are.
Open preset file, paste preset, factory full GTR3 01 GTR, natural beauty N, cool jam C, big dry clean B, clean rhythm C, clean trem C, clean rhythm C, clean trem C, under the fridge U, piglet B, chorus LSC, edgy dreamy, strings of water S, rockman clean chorus, clean rhythm delay, wish you were W.
And you can just pretty much run right through all that and find a preset that you can start with and go from there. Here's one of my favorite rock presets from a Metal Tone.
Enter Sound Manny. FX.
Anyways, and with that having, I'm going to change tones now, but I'm actually going to load nothing but clean presets, and I'll show you how to do that.
Left context menu. Open preset file.
Open the preset file.
Open dialog file.
And for different users, this can have a different location. This can generally be found in C, program files, x86, waves. Let's see, I believe it's data, Waves GTR presets, and then GTR tool presets. So just you'll be able to find it, and
items view list. Name split.
when you do, you'll find
GTR3,
these files.
01 GTR3 toolrack presets. 02 GTR3 clean presets 2 up. 03 GTR3 drive presets 3. 04 GTR3 heavy presets 4. 05 GTR3 base presets 5. 06 GTR3 FX and SEI 5 6 of 6.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
02 GTR3 clean presets 2. Unsaved project.
And it changes the entire drop-down list or context menu of presets.
Context menu. Open. Factory. Full reset app. GTR 02 G. Natural Beauty. Cool Jam C. Big Dry Clean B. Clean 1C. Clean 2C. Clean 3C. Clean 4C. Clean 5C. Clean 6C. Clean 7C.
So you can see the letter that it's announcing after that. You
clean
can
rhythm
actually
C.
tab.
Chorus LSC. Clean Rhythm Delay C. Clean Wa Daily Bubble C. FX.
Now, if you type one that has just one letter, it's automatically going to load it. When I just hit E, and that's just what it loads. Anyways,
Left context Cool Jam C. Clean 1C.
and there's the first clean one. So yeah, that's how you basically deal with the golden cursor preset locations. Now, what I want to do is I want to actually describe the whole concept of the parameters values for this. So I'm going to close out of this,
Unsaved project.
and I'm going to use this clean tone because it's got a delay on it. You can hear there's a slight delay. So let's go ahead and bring up the parameters values by bringing P
FX parameters dialog.
Pushing the P on the keyboard.
Parameter. Combo box bypass. 1. Collapse.
Anyways, I'll shut up now. So now that I got the parameters values up, you can cycle through with the up and down arrows.
Preset. Link. Global Ace. Sync. Link. Preset. 2.
And if you try this preset, unfortunately, it doesn't have the same presets as listed in the context menu because the presets for this particular setup are a little bit different for some reason. I don't know why it does that, and I'll show you what I mean since I'm thinking about it.
Value. Slider full reset.
See, it just goes to full reset, but if I try to change it,
GTR3 default. Full reset. GTR3. Full reset. GTR3 default.
that's all you get. Now it reset all that, so I'm going to go back here.
FX. Left context menu. Cool Jam C. Clean 1. FX. Unsaved project Reaper V5.95. FX.
Alrighty, cool. So now I'm back. Now, you'll see that.
Preset. Link. 3.
So you don't want to try to mess with that preset, otherwise you'll just mess up all your hard work.
Global A/B. Sync. Tap. Mute. 7. Bypass. Bypass amps. Bypass stomps.
So you can bypass the amps, you can bypass the stomps, you can bypass pretty much whatever you want. And it actually is a on-off slider, but it's a value of 0 to 1 with decimal point values like 0.111 or 0.5 or whatever for just about everything on here. Except some of the amp settings, the middle value is, I believe, 5.0. I can go to the treble and find
Timbre,
out.
100. Tremolo depth. 1. Tap. 6. Link. Preset. Bypass. Preset. Tap. Timbre. Tremolo depth. Tap. Timbre. 100. Tremolo depth. Tap. 6. Sync. Tap. Mute. Bypass. Bypass amp. Bypass stomp. Input gain. Output gain. Preamp. Post amp. Amp 1. Amp 1 amp type. Amp 1 drive. Amp 1 bass. Amp 1 mid. Amp 1 trip. Amp 1
Let's
mid.
go to the
19.
mid.
Value. Slider 0.0.
Okay, so yeah, 0.0 is the middle point, and it goes to 5.0 and negative 5.0, I believe. And I might actually go to 10. Let me find
0.
out. I'm going to just hit the up arrow until I get to somewhere.
4.9. 5.0.
Okay, so it is 5.0. So I'm going to turn that back
4.9.
down.
Minus 0.2.
And so you can
Minus
see
0.
you can also go negative.
Minus 1.1. Minus 0.6. Minus 0.6. Minus 0. Minus 0.2. 0.0.
So look at 0.0 is basically 12 o'clock on the dials on a physical amp. That's pretty much the easiest way to just explain that. And say for this example, I want a little bit more
Parameter,
bass in my
amp 1
tone.
treble, 20. Amp 1 mid, 19. Amp 1 bass, 18.
So I'm
Value,
going to turn that
slider
up.
0.0.
So you,
1.9.
you can use left or, I mean, the right or up arrows to turn it up and the left and down arrows to turn it down.
2.0.
So I'm going to give it a little bit more bass. I like that a little better. It's not really the tone I would use, but it'll work for now. So I'm
Parameter, combo box amp 1 mid, 19. Value, minus 0. Minus 2.1. Minus 1.9. Minus 1.6.
I can always change my pickup too, you know. That brings out a lot more of the bass. Alright, anyways.
Parameter, amp 1 bass, 8. Value, slider 1.9. 0.6.
Anyway, alright, now I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm playing this thing all day, I'm telling you. Anyway, so let me show you about the stomps. Now, this is where it gets a little confusing.
Parameter, combo box amp 1 bass, 18. Collapse.
So, to get to the stomps, these are actually called slots in this particular setup. So, when I hit the S, it's going to take me
Slot 1 bypass.
slot
45.
1, which is stomp 1. And you can see the first option is bypass. It's the only one that's labeled. And generally, it's just an on-off switch for the stomp, as you know, stomp on it to turn it on. Now, remember that bypass being off means that the amp stomp is on. So, to turn it off, you're going to want to switch it to on.
Value, slider off.
So, you can see that it slid to off.
Edit. Selected 0.0000.
And you can see the parameter value is 0.0, so I'm just going to hit
Selection removed.
1.
Value, slider on.
Now it's on.
Parameter, combo.
Now, whenever I play, you can see that it's slightly altered my sound a little bit.
Value, edit. Selected 1.0. Selection. Parameter.
Now I'm going to turn it back off. It turned off my compression, is what it sounded like it did. So, now that I know slot 1 is compression, let's go find out what slot 2 is.
Slot 1 control 1. Slot 1. Slot 1. Slot,
Now, if you want to find out what the controls
4,
do,
49. Slot 1 control 3. 4. Slot 1 control 1. Value. Slider minus 60.0.
now the controls can also help you determine what that could be as well. This could also just be a gate. I don't know. I would have to experiment with the more distorted track to really determine that.
Slot 1 control 2. Value. Slider 60. Parameter. Slot 1 control 3. Value. Slider minus 30.0. Parameter.
You see
Combo
there's
box slot 1 control. Slot 1 control 4. Value. Slider off. Parameter. Slot 1 control 5. Value. Slider.
and you can see if that happens, that means there's probably nothing on that control section.
Parameter. Combo box slot 1 control
Now let's
5.
go to slot 2.
Slot 1 control. Slot 1 control. Slot 2 bypass. 55.
Now let's turn this
Value.
on and see what it does.
Edit. Selection removed. Parameter.
Yeah, there's something definitely changed there. Can you tell? I'll turn it back on and I'll turn it back off.
Edit. Selected 1.0. Selection removed. Parameter. Combo box slot 2
Sounds like I turned off the chorus kind of effect. So with that being in mind, that would assume that means that control slot 2 is a chorus pedal. So I can go in and kind of mess with that as well.
Close button Alt plus C. Parameter. Combo.
So let's see what slot 3
2 control
is.
6. Slot 2 control 6. Slot 2 control 8. Slot 2 control 9. Slot 3 bypass. 65. Value. Slider off. Edit. Selection removed. Value. Parameter. Combo.
I can't tell what that really did, but I would probably be able to tell more if I was actually paying more
Value.
attention.
Slider on. Edit. Selected 1.00. Selection.
So let's turn it back
parameter.
on.
Combo box slot 3 bypass.
So that's
65.
slot 3. Now let's see
Slot
what
3.
slot 4 is.
Slot 4 control 3. Slot 4 control 1. Slot 4 bypass. Value. Slider. Edit.
There's nothing in
value,
it.
Slider.
There's nothing in slot 4. So I wonder where my delay is. That's weird. Let's see if it's in 5, just in case.
Parameter. Slot 4. Slot 4 control. Slot 4 control. Slot 5 bypass. Value. Slider off.
Okay, so there is something in this one, so I'm going to turn it on.
Edit. Selected 0. Selection removed. Value. Slider on.
Yeah, there's my delay. It's gone. No, it's not. But that definitely changed my tone. So it could be post or preamp. It just depends. So let's turn that back
Edit.
on.
Filter. Edit. Blank. Edit. Selected 1.00. Selection removed. Value. Slider off. Parameter. Combo box slot 5 bypass. Slot 5. Slot 6 control 1. 96. Slot 6. Close button alt plus C. Value. Slider off. Edit. Selection removed. Value. Slider on.
There's my delay. It's gone now. Anyways, so that's how you can determine what your effects are. So that's the
Unsaved project Reaper V5.95.
I wanted to show you something else too, real quick, before I sign off in regards to that. Just bear in mind that you can actually
FX.
use that method for whenever you load the individual stomp options. So I'm going to load a stomp setup.
Add FX2. Track. List 1. VST3. GTR Stomp 2 Mono. Waves.
Let's load up the big boy.
VST3. GTR Stomp 6 Stereo. Waves. VST3. GTR Stomp 6 Mono / Stereo.
I'm going to use this one. What that basically does is it takes a mono signal input and converts it to a stereo out. And now you'll notice that I loaded this.
Edit multi-line. Button. 0.1%.
When I get to that 0.1, I can actually down arrow from here.
Ready to rock. Set phaser to stun. Step on the drive. All set.
And I can control.
Intro delay. Longer delay.
These are presets specifically for the stomp boxes.
K blues. Space Eco. Funky strummer. Low phaser. Ancient fuzz.
Now, Stomps 2, 4, and 6 all do have different presets, so be sure to check that out whenever you get the chance.
Unsaved. FX.
I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to
Add
load.
FX2. Track 2 demo.
I'm going to load GTR amp.
VST3. GTR amp 2 cab mod. VST3. GTR amp mono / stereo.
Okay, I just got a mono
FX,
stereo amp
track two.
combo going.
Edit button. 0.8% / 0.8.
Now, the amp is a little bit different. The amp actually, the presets and the parameters are all, no, excuse me, not just the parameters are labeled in the parameters value. But there's
Direct default. Direct warm. Direct bright. Super bright. Solid state. Boom tone. Close to you. Clean default.
and I can actually push the letter of the.
Clean on 212-inch.
I can actually push the letter that starts with the name of the preset on the keyboard, and it'll take me straight to a preset that starts with that letter.
Hollow tone. Hairy monster. Hot as hell. Hornet and heat. Hot default. Hot stack. Bread and butter bass.
Try to play a bass like a 7-string electric guitar, like a bass.
Big baby. Below and above. Edgy default.
Now remember, these are all just amp presets.
Edgy clean. Dry. Edgy 2
And
cabinets 3.
another option is you can actually put stomps before or after an amp. Generally what I like to do is put my compression and gate before my amp, and then just do whatever I want after that if I decide to take the individual route.
Edgy. Cleanish. Over cream. Whipped cream. Silver cream tone. Cream 2 cabinets 1.
So yeah, that's pretty much how the Waves plugins would essentially work. Now I will go through the parameters list here just to kind of
Unsaved
show you
project
what I was talking about.
FX parameters dialog.
Now you notice that whenever I was bringing them up in the tool rack, it said amp 1, amp 1, amp 1, amp 2, and I never really looked to see if there was a second amp because it never really mattered because I generally think there's only one, but there might be two. But if there are two amps, then pretty much the same rules apply.
Preset. Amp bypass. Cabinet bypass. Amp preset.
Now the presets here are selectable.
Value. Cream 2 cabinet. Cream 2 cabinet. Cream 2 cabinets 4. Cream 2 cabinets 5. Drive block. Drive crank. Screaming Ravy. Scream default. Overdrive 2 cabinets 5. Overdrive. Drive 2 cabinets 3.
So back.
Parameter. Amp bypass. Cabinet bypass. Amp type. Drive. Bass. Mid. Treble. Presence. Cabinet 1. 11.
And see, this is a 2 cabinet setup, so I got 2 cabinet options. Not all amps will have 2 cabinets though.
Value. Slider 15-inch closed back. 2 12-inch closed. 2 12-inch open. 4 10-inch open back. 4 12-inch vintage. 4 12-inch standard. 4 10-inch. 2 12-inch open back. 2 12-inch closed back. 2 12-inch open back. 2 15-inch 12-inch open back.
But you get the point, that's
15 2 4 10-inch
and the
open back.
mics are the same.
Parameter. Combo box cabinet 1. Microphone 1. Value. Slider Dyne 409 off axis. Dyne 409 on axis.
Now off axis and on axis. Now that generally means that the mic is at an angle or the mic is on directly on, straight against the speaker.
Dyne 409 off axis.
See how that sounds like it's a little bit further away?
Dyne 409 on axis.
And now it's directly facing it. So yeah, that's pretty much guitar Waves GTR3's plug-in for the blind and the visually impaired. It's very usable, for the most part extremely accessible, and I'm very happy with it. I actually do plan on eventually picking up the PSR Supermodels because after hearing some of the tones on that thing, you just can't say no. Alright guys, well this is G signing out, and I hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you guys soon, and stay tuned for more videos. I will see you guys on the other side of whatever that may be. Alright guys, peace out.